How to become a professional agency signed model so that you can start booking paid modeling jobs is a question that I get all the time. So in this video, we're going to talk about those details. Hi there, I am Kamla-Kay. I'm a professional agency signed model that does print work and TV commercials for brands such as Kohl's, Walmart, the Ritz-Carlton, Stella McCartney, David Beckham, just to name a few. So yes, I do have experience to give you all of the details. So we're gonna dive right into this video. But really quickly, if you are new to my channel, make sure that you hit that subscribe button if you happen to find some value here. First and foremost, when you're trying to get agency signed, the number one tool or thing that you're going to need in order to get signed are modeling digitals. So modeling digitals are essentially basic photos that you take of yourself, or you can also have a professional photographer take them, but they're essentially very basic photos that you showcase to an agency so that they can easily see your bone structure, your body type, so that they can determine if you're going to be a good fit for their agency. So what you're going to notice and what you're going to want is to make sure that your digitals are very well lit. You don't want to have things such as shadows going across your face or any photos that are blurry. Definitely no Photoshop and no Facetune on your photos. In terms of attire for your modeling digitals, digitals are also known as Polaroids, FYI. So if you hear the term Polaroids, they're the same as digitals for the modeling industry. Now, you do want to make sure that you're wearing something form-fitting because the agency, again, needs to see your body type very easily. So it's recommended to just wear a black t-shirt or a tank top and then just skinny jeans, for instance, or just some sort of form-fitting black pants as well. Now, sure, you can do dark denim jeans if you want and a white shirt, it's fine. But generally speaking, all black is just an easy go-to. Keep in mind that there are some agencies that are gonna also want you to take your digitals in a bikini. So in that sense, again, make sure that it's a black bikini. And ladies, try to avoid the bikinis that have the strings on the side. You want something that has just simple, clean lines so that it's not distracting. And then for shoes, make sure that it's just something basic skinny heel or a boot, for instance, but nothing that's super extravagant or, again, going to be distracting. In terms of taking your digitals, you can easily take them on your cell phone yourself at home or outside. Just make sure, again, the quality is what's important. A lot of cell phones now can easily do that for you, but sometimes the lighting is a bit tricky. So in that sense, if you're really struggling, that's why it's then sometimes recommended that you just hire a photographer to take them for you. And in this sense, I would not recommend spending more than a few $100s to get your digitals taken by a professional photographer. All right, once you have really great photos, your digitals, now you need to upload them on agency websites. So in this sense, that's when you're going to research agencies that are going to be more conducive for your height, your body type, age, things of that range. So for instance, if you are completely lost on what agencies are out there, I do have a free guide on my website, and if you just go to the description area, I'll have the link to that. And you can just go to my website, enter in your email, and then once you enter your email on my website, that guide is going to come to your email. It has a list of about 50 or so or more agencies just to kind of get you started with an idea. There's also the website models.com, and models.com mostly has the high fashion agencies, whereas my list has a mixture of the fashion agencies and then the more commercial agencies as well for petite models. So make sure that you do get my list as well. Keep in mind that some of the agencies are specific in who they represent, meaning some agencies focus on curvy or plus size models. Then there are some agencies that focus more on fitness or athletic type models. So make sure that based on who you're submitting to, that it just kind of makes sense for where you are right now in terms of body type, athletic ability, all of those things. There are even agencies now that really represent people that are considered influencers, people that have a crazy amount of following and engagement on social media. So there's definitely a range, and you want to pay attention to that. We're going to get back to what to actually do with those digitals. But now that you have a list of agencies, right, you still want to do an extra step in terms of research before you contact those agencies, right? Let's say that you have a list of 10, 15 agencies that you want to submit to. What you want to do is now go on Instagram, for instance, and go to each of those agencies' pages. Once you're on their page, you want to start finding some models, especially models that maybe have your type of look, or at least your ethnicity, or at least your sex, right? And you want to start sending an inbox message to at least 5 to 7 or 5 to 10 of those models at each agency. And what you essentially want to do in this process is generally just ask the models, I happen to see your photo on XYZ agency that you're represented by them. By the way, love your photos. Always give a compliment to the model and say to them, I'm considering submitting to this agency. I'm very new to the modeling industry, so I just want to make sure that I'm making a smart decision. Would you recommend this agency in terms of them being pretty reputable? Do they treat their models well? Just very basic. You don't want it to be long because then the models may be less inclined to respond to you. And then say something at the very end saying, by the way, this is going to be confidential, right? Because you want to make them know that you're taking what they say to heart and you're not going to be spreading this information around, especially if they come back and say, hey, I don't recommend this agency. I'm actually trying to get out of my contract, or whatever the case is. Once you feel like you have a good list of agencies, then you're going to go to the agency website, and most agencies have an area that says submit online or get discovered or become a model. It'll be something easy to spot like that. And then in that section, they're going to ask you for your basic information, such as your name, address, body measurements, and that's where they're going to ask you to upload your modeling digitals that we talked about at the beginning of this video. Before we continue, make sure that you smash that subscribe button if you have not yet done so. Let's continue. I do want to give you a pro tip when you're doing your submissions online. There are some agencies that they're going to have a spot on the website that says, tell us a little bit about yourself. In this area, you don't want to put something like, oh my goodness, I've always wanted to become a model and get signed with your agency. No, they're not impressed by that. They want to know things such as, are you bilingual? If you're applying to an agency in France, for instance, and you speak French, that would be a really good thing for you to write in that spot. Let them know, for instance, if you're a trainer, like a fitness trainer, you do yoga all the time, you play golf or tennis. These are the things that help you stand out, especially based on the type of industry or agency that you're submitting to. It could really help you grab their attention a little bit easier. In this section, keep it very short. 4 to 5 sentences is plenty. Now, I do want to mention some other things about the types of agencies. There is a type of agency called a mother agency, and in the industry, we often refer to them as an MA for short. Just think of it like your mother. In the grand scheme of life, your mother should be the person that has your best interest at heart, right? So a mother agency is the professional aspect of your mother, in the sense that their job is to help manage your modeling career. So you may be thinking, wait, the agencies that I submitted to before, are they mother agencies or are they not? There are some agencies that are only considered mother agencies, and then there are some agencies that do not offer that type of mother agency contract. So if you submit to an agency that is a mother agency and they offer you a mother agency contract, they are going to essentially help introduce you to other agencies in the industry, thereby preventing you from having to do all of this legwork yourself. Also, let's just say that you are assigned to an agency and for whatever reason, maybe it's just not working out with them, or you're having issues with various aspects of working with the agents there. Your mother agency is the one that's going to go have that conversation with them. That way you don't have to worry about the stress of figuring that out on your own. Now, do you have to have a mother agency to get signed in the industry, to become a model, to become a success? No, you can do this stuff yourself. You can submit directly yourself, right? But it's just an option. Sometimes models choose to start that route, and sometimes they don't get a mother agency till later on in their career. When you're applying to the various agencies, be mindful to not just apply to all of the top agencies, because sometimes the agencies get thousands of submissions per week or even per day, depending on how big they are. So if you're submitting to just IMG, right, something like that, most likely you're gonna have a very hard time of becoming a model. So yes, you can submit to the top tier agencies, the mid tier, but even the agencies that maybe you barely ever heard of, maybe some of the talent agencies, these agencies are sometimes a lot more receptive to signing models that are not super tall, that are maybe a bit older. All right, so once you have submitted to the agencies, you're probably wondering, well, when am I gonna hear back from them? If an agency is interested in potentially signing you, they are going to reach out to you in sometimes anywhere from like 2 to 3 weeks or a month's time, unless they're just extremely busy and they haven't seen your submission yet. Keep in mind that agencies generally do not respond to you if they do see your images and they're not interested. And you are not allowed to call an agency or email them to find out if they got your submission. That really ticks off an agency and it actually will make them not want to work with you. So honestly, once you do the submission process, it is a waiting game. Sometimes you're going to hear back quickly, sometimes you won't hear back at all. Keep in mind that you are able to resubmit to the same agency about every 2 to 3 months if you have not heard back, or if you did hear back and they said you're not a good fit right now. So keep in mind, if you submitted to an agency that represents all curve models and you're, my size, and they say you're not a good fit, in 2 months, if you're still my size, you're still not going to be a good fit. So just, use some wisdom there in who you decide to resubmit to. In the journey of becoming a model, you want to make sure that you don't just rely on your face, right, or your body type to become a model. You have to put in a lot of work in this industry. You do have to work on things such as your runway walk if you happen to be tall enough to do runway. Work on your posing. Clients really rebook models, or sometimes don't rebook models if they are not good on camera in terms of their ability to quickly give different types of posing. If you're someone that's super shy, that you lack confidence, those are the things that you should be working on now, because there's going to be an entire wall of models lined up who are filled with confidence, who are great in front of the camera, who are great with their runway. And so you have to make sure that you can essentially line up with those same models in terms of skill, talent, and ability. So spend the time doing the research. Also, just a quick note out there, if you're someone that struggles with your posing and just showing up on camera, I do offer one-on-one posing classes. My Instagram also has a lot of reels all about how to pose, but I do offer one-on-one posing classes, and I offer one-on-one model mentorship sessions with me for those who want more guidance besides what I put out on YouTube and Instagram for free. You can just book a session with me if that's something that interests you as well. And I'll put my link for my coaching as well in the description area. Before we wrap up this video, I want to say, when it comes to your modeling portfolio, as you are waiting for an agency to get back to you, or even after you've gotten signed, one of the things that's super important in this industry is having a really good professional modeling portfolio. When it comes to a modeling portfolio, you actually have to invest in a really good photographer. And maybe that's a YouTube that I'll do in a separate video in terms of knowing how to properly develop your portfolio. And actually, I think I already have one on my YouTube. So go to my page and check out Google or type in the search for portfolios. There's already some information out there about that. So developing your portfolio and investing in your craft is important. A lot of times people have this misconception that modeling does not take any money. It does not take money to get signed. If you are being told that you have to pay to get signed, that's a scam. But yes, modeling costs. It costs you to develop your portfolio. Even sometimes when the agencies help develop your portfolio for you, they still reimburse themselves from your paycheck. Nothing is free. If you're traveling, not every single client pays for your travel. Sometimes you pay for that yourself. Classes, taking runway classes, taking posing classes, all of those things are things that professional models, people who are serious about their career, those are things that you're expected to invest in if you want to get better. All right, friend, I have said so much in this video, and there is still so much that can be said. So if there's another YouTube video that you want me to make on a specific topic, please go ahead and drop that in the comments. Also, let me know, have you already submitted to a modeling agency? What was the response? Are you still waiting for a response? So just dialogue with me in the comments, and don't forget to go to the description area so that you can get that free agency listing guide that I have, and then also that way you can check out my one-on-one posing classes or model mentorship coaching as well. Lots of free content here, so go ahead and binge watch the rest of the videos on my channel. I'm Kamla-Kay, and I will see you in the next video.